Hello and may the 4th be with you. Today in this special Star Wars related video, I'll be talking about the Force. A while back I put out a call to fans and people who want to see certain aspects of the Star Wars universe explored, and one of the more popular ones was the Force, and that people wanted to know exactly what it really was and the difference between the light and dark side. So I thought I'd give it a crack and try and explain exactly what it is. So the Force is an energy field that sort of binds and connects all living things within the Star Wars galaxy. The power of the Force can be used by individuals who are sensitive to it, thanks to their midi-chlorians. The Force also has a lot of alternative names in different cultures throughout the galaxy, such as the Lasats in Star Wars Rebels call it the Ashla, and is described as a kind of spirit or life force of the galaxy. The living force is represented by the energies and life forces of all living things, and those energies are fed into the cosmic force, which is the thing that binds the galaxy together and allows communication to individuals through their midi-chlorians. The two main practitioners of the Force are the Jedi and the Sith. The Force grants usage of a number of different powers. These can range from simple things such as sensing someone coming up behind you to attack you, or levitating an object, or pulling or pushing an object to or from you, to seeing the future, or even taking one's consciousness and making it survive after the death of your body. Force users strong with the dark side of the Force are able to summon lightning from their fingertips, while Jedi, who are taught to use the Force to protect themselves and others, as well as use it for persuasion, wisdom, and the manipulation of matter. Even though the Force binds all individuals within the galaxies, there are still some people that doubt the very existence of this Force. Some examples are Han Solo, who flat out denies that the Force exists. Thanks to the cosmic force connecting everywhere in the universe together through the Force, certain locations in the galaxy have become strong with the Force, such as the cave Luke Skywalker enters during his training on Dagobah. Other places include Mortis and Moraband. The ability to use the Force can run in a family line, seen in the Skywalker family from Anakin to Leia to Luke. However, it is possible for siblings born to non-Force sensitive parents to share Force talents, such as Zare and Dahara Leonis, with Dahara using the Force to sense her brother's presence, while Zare had no talent in the Force whatsoever. The history of the Force can be tracked back thousands of years before the Clone Wars. The Jedi Order and the individuals who became the Sith were considered brothers in the Force, but a schism formed, fracturing their causes, during a time period known as the 100-Year Darkness. This was when a rogue Jedi came to the understanding that true power of the Force lay not through contemplation and passivity, and that by tapping into the dark side, its true power could be gained. Of course, the Jedi didn't believe in this, and a schism was formed. During this time, great battles and wars were fought between the Sith and Jedi, decimating the galaxy. However, during the waning days of the Old Republic, infighting in the Sith cults had practically destroyed themselves and had made the Jedi emerge victorious. Despite the Jedi's victory and the fact that the Force was now dominated by the light side philosophy, the Sith had secretly survived their infighting, and thanks to a Sith named Darth Bane, the rule of two was invented. So instead of several, there would now only be two Sith Lords, a master and apprentice. The master who possessed the power and the apprentice who craved it. Since the rule of two was instigated, the infighting of the past was no longer to occur, and the Sith could regain power in secret until the time was right for their revenge on the Jedi and reclaim the rule of the galaxy. So there it is, just a kind of a brief history on the Force. Of course I used the canon version of that. I didn't use the Legends history of the Force, otherwise the video would have been like 2 hours long. But yeah, I'm really interested to see them expand a little bit more on the history of the Force, especially during the 100-Year Darkness and the wars between the Sith and the Jedi during that time and the time of the Old Republic. I think that's the time that we can really explore and really have a chance to really dig deep into, especially since shows like Star Wars Rebels have been referencing that, and I'm sure we're going to get some books and maybe even some games and comics that come out that sort of chronicle these fights between this and the Force in general, since the Force is arguably the biggest part of the Star Wars universe. It's sort of what separates it from other sci-fi series and really makes it really unique and everything, all the things the Force can do and everything. And I'm really glad though that in this whole new canon and everything, they've sort of decanonized midichlorians. Like, they're still there because they're obviously referenced in the movies and everything, but you know, in these new movies they're not saying, oh, that midichlorian count is really high, so he's high with the Force and everything and all that. They're sort of staying away from it and everything, and I think that's good because it essentially makes the Force a virus or a disease, really, since it's in your cells and everything, and it could probably be taken out or cured, quote unquote. So I'm really glad they don't really go that route anymore, and the Force, I liked it as sort of like a mystical, magical thing that sort of binds the galaxy together. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it slightly insightful, and yeah, may the Fourth be with you.